Oh, hi, first grade friends. I didn't even realize you were right there. I bet you're looking at your screen, you're going, what in the world is Miss Carmona doing? I see tomato sauce, I see some macaroni and cheese, I see a dice, and I see a tennis ball. What are we going to learn about today? Well, my friends, today we are going to be learning about real life examples of three-dimensional shapes. And so I went ahead and pulled some for you. Tennis ball is a sphere, the dice is a cube, the macaroni and cheese box is a rectangular prism, and the tomato sauce is a cylinder. But I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me quickly clean up my mess so we can talk about some vocabulary. Now, yesterday we talked about faces, and we said a face is a two-dimensional shape that makes up one of the faces of surfaces of a three-dimensional shape. A face is a surface of a three-dimensional shape. This is a two-dimensional shape. I want you to quickly shout out at your screen what two-dimensional shape this is. If you said square, you were right on the money. It is a square. It is a two-dimensional shape that makes up one of the surfaces. I know that you've seen this one. Let me quickly show you something else. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 surfaces, and I numbered them to keep them straight. There are 6 surfaces of a cube, of a 3D shape. And this is a square. This is one of the surfaces that makes up the three-dimensional shape. Now, we also talked about edges. Here we go. I chose this shape because it's already outlined for you. Now, an edge is where two faces meet. So, here's face number 4 and face number 1. And you see this right here. It is a black line, and this black line is an edge. It is showing you where face number 4 and face number 1 meet. We also talked about a vertex or vertice if there's more than one. We said a vertex is where two outer edges of a figure meet, and yesterday I told you to think about it like corners. So here's an outer edge, here's an outer edge. Oh, and they meet right here at the top, and they form this corner, okay? Kind of like a corner, but we're not going to call it a corner. We're calling it a vertex. Or if there's more than one, we're going to call it vertices, okay? So that is what a vertex looks like. I told you to think about it like you are thinking of it like corners. Now it is time for us to jump right into our first real-life object. Here is a ball. It is one of Hazel's tennis balls. She's not quite happy with me because I took it from her to record this video. Whoopsies! Not only is this a tennis ball, my friends, it is a sphere. A sphere has 0 faces, 0 edges, and 0 vertices. A sphere can look like any ball you know. It can look like a tennis ball, it can look like a baseball, a basketball, a softball, a volleyball, a soccer ball. It can look like any ball you know, except a football. It has 0 faces and 0 edges and 0 vertices. Now here is a cone. A cone has 1 face. Here I'm showing you the face and you're seeing all the reflections. It has 1 face. What two-dimensional shape is this? It's a circle. That's right. It has 1 face, 1 circular face, and it has 0 edges. Oh, but up at the top, it has a vertex. Here it is, right there, a vertex. The next shape we can think of is a cylinder. Here we are back with my tomato sauce. A cylinder has two faces. Let me show you. One, two. It has two circular faces. There are no edges, but there are curves since this 2D shape that makes up the face is a circle, right? Okay, so it has 0 edges, 0 vertices, and 2 faces. Let me show you another example of a cylinder. Here we are. It looks a little bit different. It's a little bit shorter, but it still has 1, 2 circular faces, and it has 0 edges and 0 vertices. Looks a little bit different, but yet it is still a cylinder. Now I'm going to show you a triangular prism. Bringing back this little guy right here. A triangular prism has 5 faces, and I went ahead and labeled these for you as well with numbers so we can look at each of the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the bottom we have 5. There are 5 faces, and 2 of them are triangles. That is why it is called a triangular prism. Now, we also have 9 edges. Now, count carefully. We're going to start right here. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to flip it over to the back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 edges, and we have 6 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 6 vertices. I also showed you this guy earlier. This is a pyramid. A pyramid has 5 faces. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the bottom, 5. It also has 8 edges. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and along the bottom, 5, 6, 7, right here on the side, 8. And you can also clearly see that it has 5 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one at the top as 5. Now I'm going to show you a rectangular prism. Bringing back my mac and cheese. Okay, so this has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. I'm actually going to move this away for a second so you can see a smaller one so we can count the faces together. This is a rectangular prism. It is called a rectangular prism because 4 out of the 6 faces are rectangles. Here we go. Face number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the bottom, 6. Okay, 6 faces. And we also have 12 edges. Okay, we're going to count the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to count the bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, counting the sides, 9, 10, 11, there you are, finger, 11, and then 12. Okay, those are our 12 edges. When I count edges, I find it easier to count the top, then the bottom, and then the sides. That's just personal preference that makes things easier for me. So it has 12 edges. And it also has 4 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you were to look, here we go. You can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, mac and cheese box, work with me. 5, 6, 7, 8 vertices. Trust me, if you were to go into your pantry, ask your parents' permission first, and pull down a box of macaroni and cheese, or maybe even cereal, you could count the faces, the edges, and the vertices on this too. Okay, and the last 3D shape I have to show you today is a cube. I'm going to show you with this first so that we can talk about it, and then I will show you my real life example. A cube has the same exact properties that a rectangular prism has. The only difference is that the faces of a rectangular prism are rectangles. The faces of a cube are all squares. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 faces. And it also has 12 edges. So remember, Miss Carmona said she likes to do the top, the bottom, and the sides. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the sides. 9, 10, 11, and then 12. And it also has 8 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here is my real life example of a cube. It is a dice. You might use a dice to play games, board games, things like that at your house. I know we use dice all the time at school. An easy way to remember that a cube has 6 faces is you can see 1, well, let's try to find them. 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6. There are only 6 numbers on one dice. So if you need something else, you can always use that. There are 6 numbers on a dice. There are 6 faces in a cube. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this quick lesson over real life examples using 3-dimensional shapes. I want you to ask your parents' permission first, but then go on a scavenger hunt and see what kind of 3-dimensional shapes you can find in your house. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and happy hunting.